gonna send me mad windows. There you go. Hit it.
Negus. What is the language of origin?
Ethiopian to Amharic.
What is the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Negus. Negus. Negus.
Hustle Hotep, what's going on, brother?
Well, ain't nothing changed but the oppressors.
Not many brothers people, period. Less than 1%, bro. Less than 1%.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So, and out of that less than 1% is less than 1% of black. You know what I'm saying? So, holla at me. Like I said, don't get it twisted because I don't got the interview voice. I'll run laps around you.
Deacon clearly ain't got no filter. And and the bishop, he working on it, but God ain't finished with me yet either. So welcome to the church.
Welcome to the church. Not everyone needs to believe in your dreams, but you do.
We want to encourage you if you have a dream idea.
Supporting is like sharing, reviewing, but supporting is also sending that money in.
Pimping, positively influencing my people in negotiating growth.
So, bro, you was reading books for peace or something? You on a different level of poor, yo.
I do. This is almost like free consulting. Hit that cash app because we giving y'all free game away on here.
Hey, yo, bro, y'all ain't never did nothing, yo. Y'all ain't never been the best at your local YMCA. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even imagine the immense pressure that it is to stay on top.
Look, y'all. Welcome to the church. The good deacon and the bishop. We doing it ourselves, and we want to encourage you. Look here. Think again. Start asking the right questions to grow and help other people grow.
Big looking like two chains. So let's get to the.
Y'all see that headline? Our Jesse of the week is Trick Daddy, who defends eating booties. And that's who you got rolling your blunt and passing it to you.
Oh, you gonna learn to laugh today. You getting that medicine with that candy right now.
That's our show, y'all.
Yeah.
It's about love. If they ain't about truth, you lie. Might have to check them. Ninjas gon' nig if you let them. If they boys in blue, then you might
That's
have
a whole
to
check.
Ninjas gon' nig if you let them.
That's a whole check.
Good, brother.
What's up, man? You gonna have to run it
here.
You set me up by having me open up all these screens. But welcome, people. Welcome to the church. Welcome to Pimping Negus. I am one of the hosts, the bishop, the Travian. No, I'm the deacon. You the bishop. I can't see anything. You gotta run it, man. Go ahead and run it because I can't see nothing.
We good. Welcome to Pimpin' Negus, a comedy edutainment show that delivers unfiltered, unapologetic, and unruly hot takes while also dropping educational jewels to positively influence our people to get your life. We about wealth building, y'all. Look, let's just get into it. First off, welcome to the church. We trying to learn how to love ourselves and love God better every day. And we want to think again and start asking the right questions to help ourselves and help you to grow as well. And look, we got a great show for y'all. A lot of stuff that we need to unpack. So we just gonna get into it because look, we know you heard by now. Everybody has heard about the Rittenhouse verdict. And we got a few things to say, but we also got a few things that we want to share to help you learn as well. Because what you think?
I'm back, man. You set me up. Y'all got to be careful about y'all. This guy tried to regulate me to the pip again. He probably put up all these screens. That joint was slowed up. Now everything's better, man. So, but how you doing, man? Before we get into this, because it's a lot of stuff we got. This is a very important thing. But how you doing in this COVID world? You still in COVID? How the family?
I'm good. I'm blessed. Any issues I got, anybody that know me knows that I tell people, look, they're first world problems. Given how far we come, God is great, man. Let's start with that, and then we can. How you doing?
Yo, everything is good, man. I just tried I was telling you before we got on, I just tried a paid live. And I was telling you, I'm encouraging everybody to think again and do this. Really, really start looking into, like, you got a business or service and you don't have a Facebook business page, really get into it. Start looking behind the scenes. Like Facebook, they basically trying to take over the world. They got so much stuff in the back. Only that stuff is only available if you have a fan page though for your product or service. So check that out. But I'm good, man. First world problems, as you would say. First world problems, bro.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
The Rittenhouse verdict.
Yeah,
What you think?
Man, I wasn't surprised, right? So like, at this point, I think I put on my Facebook, or matter of fact, I know I put on my Facebook wall. Like, I'm not surprised when these judgments comes out, these verdicts come out. I'm surprised if they come out the way we think they should come. Well, the way they should come out, right? I ain't gonna say think because the way they should come out, I would be surprised if they actually came out the way I think they should come out. But I knew he was gonna get off. I mean, so I did some research for the show because I haven't been following the trial at all. I did some research and I was like, how did he even get they dismissed the gun charges? And apparently there's some loopholes. So he had good lawyers. So apparently there's a loophole in the law that they were able to drop the gun charges because so any 18-year-old, they have, like, it's illegal for them to have a gun, right? But it's like a loophole that says that the barrel is like a certain length, then that's an exception to the rule. And apparently his barrel was that length. But the commentary behind it, the legal commentary behind it was like, his lawyer leveraged the law, which he's supposed to do. That's what you pay your lawyers for. But that law was really, like, the spirit of the law was really to address hunting and not AR-15s. Walk around with the AR-15, but his lawyer used it. So I'm not even mad at his lawyer. His lawyer did what they do, but we was talking behind the scenes. I don't know if you want to name drop. You were saying the prosecutor was terrible. I didn't watch the prosecutor, the case or whatever, but I've heard from many sources that the prosecution, they were terrible, man. I think it's sad, but I'm not surprised, man. I want to come on here one day and say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised, man. So what you think? What you got going on? You need to put your Hotep hat on first, or nah? You're gonna be good.
No, this ain't even Hotep, man. This is just, is facts. But first, let me address because everything you said, I agree with, man. And we just gotta understand that the criminal justice system was not set up for us. Our title was verdict, and then just us, JUST-US. Look, man, when you go back and look at the history of the criminal justice system, or some people have, I know corporate America doesn't like to use the justice system, criminal, before the justice system anymore, because it ain't. It should be. It is a criminal system that was set up for three reasons: to protect white people, to protect white power, and to protect white property. And this Rittenhouse, I mean, man, so there's a couple of things. You touched on it. The gun charge, how you can go to a protest with a gun and shoot some people and kill them, and it not be charged at least with taking that gun across
the state lines. That's what I see. I didn't do enough research on that. Yeah, I don't know how they got rid of that cross state lines thing, but I figured out how he got rid of it within that state. But continue.
Yeah. And then make a post before saying that you wish that you could go and shoot protesters, and then you actually do it and claim self-defense and get off. Man, and we're gonna look at this in a minute. It's really, I like Lauryn Hill, man. Lauryn Hill put it years ago, the mystery of iniquity. But this Jesse, He said, I believe they came to the correct verdict, and I'm glad everything went well. It's been a rough journey, but we made it through it. Wisconsin, man. This is, again, I've shared it on here. Milwaukee, which is in Wisconsin, is like the most segregated city in America. It's just, man, it's sad. And I think it sets a dangerous precedent and sends a message to potential white allies that you might want to stay from these Black Matter, because this was this was white on white crime.
Yeah.
He didn't kill any minorities. He killed like white people. And that's gonna be maybe they'll get some justice that way. But I mean, again, we fooled if we think that this justice system is fair. I don't think any of us think that is fair. And
I think some people do, though. I don't think
setting that dangerous precedent.
Nah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think I gotta lag because you set me up with all these links.
I got the links up too because it's important, man.
Yeah.
I just think for us to bring change, we would need to do like a test case like they do for abortion. They are very strategic about any kind of law that they don't like. They will set up a test case, whether it's affirmative action, the letting peoples in school. Because you remember, for affirmative action, the young lady, I think she was at the University of Michigan school. Even though, they try to consider race as just one thing, they will test it. And that's how you bring about change. And I think that, okay, so if it's okay, am I moving that or you?
That's me. That's me. That's you. That's you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just Clifford. I ain't touched it. Now look, Clifford. I think we got to test the boundaries now. If you go into a protest, it's almost like you got to be strapped. If you're not strapped, and if somebody may have to be a martyr, but then it's gonna expose our justice system. Like, hold on, how you do this here and you don't do this here? And I think decisions like these erode the trust in the American justice system. And it's gonna be interesting to see, man. I don't think a person should go to a protest now without being strapped, because you got these predators out there. This is only you're gonna have copycats that's gonna do exactly this.
Yeah, I had when I was teaching at Rutgers, I used to one of the books I used to it was a mandatory reading. It was a book for the class. It was called People's History of the U.S. Courts or something like that. That might be one of them. It was like 4 books. But anyway, to go into your test case, like a lot of the laws that changed the land were test cases. Like it was on purpose. Like, so Plessy versus Ferguson was on purpose. Yep. Brown v. Board was on purpose. I think we talked about the Rosa Parks. That was on purpose. All those things were on purpose. So are you saying? So let me let me make sure don't get fired on this one. So are you saying that somebody should go just strapped, or somebody should go killing somebody as a test case? Well, what are you saying?
No. I never mentioned the word killing, brother. I said strapped.
Yeah,
because what you're gonna have is, now you've set a precedent that people could come to a protest with a gun, and if they get attacked in some way, even though the people don't have a gun, then they can claim self-defense. And I think white nationalists will see this as a I know they see this as a victory. And what they can do is, remember, the justice system was set up to protect white people, to protect white power, and to protect white property. They can go to any protest and say, yeah, y'all always looting. Y'all not going to loot this time. We're going to stand in front of white with our guns strapped. And if you come over here, we now have a precedent that say we fear for our lives. It was a lot of y'all. And if we shoot y'all, then we can claim self-defense. And my thing is, if you know that and you go into a protest, then you need to be strapped too, because we know our skin under legal precedent has been set to be dangerous. It's reasonable. At least a reasonable white person is justified in being afraid of our skin color. We saw that with the Philando Castile, where he told the man, yo, I'm a licensed gun owner. I don't have the gun on me, but I'd like to show you my permit. And he got splattered. And the guy, you know, again, there's so many cases. And I think one of the things that we need to do, make sure that we smart. And I forget what the name of it was, but it was actually a group of black, I'm just going to say a group of black people, the press black militants or vigilantes that go into some of these protests in Atlanta, and they was all Atlanta, fully strapped. They had a crazy name. It was like the Don't Mess With It crew or something like that.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. I think when
that's what's gonna have to happen. Kind of like what Malcolm then was doing with the Nation of Islam. Like, all right, we gonna test it. If it's okay, then it's okay. But make sure you tell us the rules, because we want to play within the bounds. And I think as lawyers, you know, I don't know about you, but that's partly why I need to know the rules to survive. And it's really about survival now, man. I think that has become very, very clear. And, you know, we got Kamala and Biden. I mean, this is the highest power in the land.
Now, I was going to apologize to the people because I think, and this is why we live, right? We learning this stuff on the fly. Like, I think I have a lag. So if I'm not responding like that, I'm going to blame it on the lag. But go ahead.
Just go ahead and close your windows, bro. Go ahead.
I did. It's still slow, but we figured it out. Okay.
Here and present. See, you need to get you a Microsoft Surface, and you can do at the same blessed time. Kamala Harris appeared to contradict Biden, saying Kyle Rittenhouse, the criminal justice system, be more equitable. And it's funny coming from Kamala, because she was in this criminal justice system. And I remember during the election, one of the things that was brought out about her was like she locked up more black men than a little bit, trying to please the oppressors. We got it in our intro where we talk about just another day with the oppressors. And then Biden is saying, while the verdict in Kenosha will leave many Americans feeling angry and concerned, myself included, but you the president, and what are you doing to change it? Never mind that. We must acknowledge that the jury has spoken. A biased jury, clearly, with a biased judge and a biased prosecutor. Is just crazy. I'll pause there, bro. What's your thoughts on basically the nation's highest powers and they little statements about this?
Yeah, so I didn't notice the statement came out. When did the statement come out? This came out today or yesterday?
This was yesterday.
Yesterday, it says earlier Friday.
Yep.
So what can he really do on a federal level? He can put something on like the civil rights violations, right? He could put some AGs on top of that, but he can't really overstep his boundaries for anything criminal though. But
he's the president, bro. Executive orders. Look at how quickly they got the anti-Asian hate bill passed. It's, you know,
that's on a federal level though. That's what I'm saying. He can do something on a federal level, but he can't do nothing on the state level. But I mean, obviously the federal level encompasses what's going on in the states. So he can do something, but
he can tie, just like Trump did, he could tie federal funds to compliance with whatever he wants. You want to receive, and states they rely on these federal funds and grants. You want federal money, you need to bow down. And I mean, it's not that hard. I think we just need to stop being placated. And look, the Democrats, we talked about this last podcast, so I won't go long. But hey, man,
put where your Hotep hat on.
This ain't even Hotep, man. That ain't it. This ain't even Hotep. This is just.
So I know where you. I know you because. So yeah, you always talk about the Democratic Party, but what's the Republicans doing?
I ain't for the Republic. We already know the Republicans is terrible. Like, and my thing has always been, we got to get organized and start holding our votes hostage. straight up.
Nah, because I asked you that because we had this conversation more than one time, and I had it more than one time. People always like, "Yo, we just get rid of the Democratic Party," but the Republican Party exists as long as the Democratic Party exists. They ain't doing nothing either. So it got to be so that the conversation always becomes like, all right, let's abandon the Democratic Party, but abandon it and do what? I think we need to. Maybe
You
we could
look.
talk.
Look
Yeah,
at what the Republicans did to get the crazy Republicans to get control of their party. The Tea Party, they
yeah.
formed their own independent kind of party, and it eventually was consumed within the Republican Party. But they had power then within the Republican Party. So minorities need to do the same thing. You know, we talked about this and going back and forth. Like Bernie was trying to do something, and Bernie had a big movement within the Democratic Party, and they shut that down. And you got to be careful of agents, man. Sometimes it be our own people.
So who was the agent with who's the agent with the Democrats? Go
Uh,
ahead, go win. Name
yeah,
names, yeah.
look, no, this ain't even. I'm not even just agents on a almost, to use the term, local level, people that you know. We see how Facebook was used and misinformation, but I mean, it's come out now that I forget the black lady that was on CNN that was basically caping for Hillary Clinton.
Oh, you talking about see, what's
Donna
her name?
Brazile or
Donna
something.
Brazil. Yeah, I got my issues with her too, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
man, we got to be careful of who we listening to, and we got to be critical thinkers. We got to think again. With that said, I think our next book, bruh, it need to be The Color of the Law. And I suggest if you're upset about this, again, what I was saying is not an opinion about the criminal justice system being set up to protect white people, power, and property. Like, this is one of the books that will kind of make that very clear. So I suggest, look, if you follow us, you rock with us. We ain't had a book suggestion in a while. This is not on our graphic for the books because, you know, Detravius and I are avid readers, and we discuss the things.
So let's do this. How many pages is it? I can't see the pages on it. We could do this next week. I'll put it on. I'll get it and do, because I'm assuming you already read it already.
No, I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Somebody suggested it to me. So I'm gonna read it. But let's do that, and we'll share the link. Matter of fact, let's just do this. We'll share the link in the comments for folks. I want to pause, brother. If I could, let's I want y'all to look at this, because Lauryn Hill was on point. They tried to make her sing crazy just like they did Dave Chappelle, but she got this song called The Mystery of Iniquity that describes the justice system. Me and Detravius gonna go away, take a quick break. While you listening and looking at the lyrics, go ahead, hit that Cash App up.
How long is it?
Our Cash Apps ain't up there, brother. Oh,
here it is. Hold up. You gotta take this off. There you go.
Yeah. Nah, mine is The King Bingham. I don't know how to change it on the fly, but
you gotta go to
it's cool. It's cool. Even if they hit your Cash App, it ain't even about that for a brother. Y'all listen to this, The Mystery of Iniquity, and what she described in our justice system, and then we're gonna get back to it because I think we touched on it.
So how you can't play the whole thing though? How much you gonna play?
Man, we ain't worried about them taking us down for copyright. We ain't nobody right now. We ain't the Breakfast Club. Ain't nobody gonna sue us.
Hey, yeah, we might need this later on. Yeah.
We good, brother. We Gucci. Y'all listen up.
How long is
bruh? Just for the people. I know that was long. I'm copying the in the comments the lyrics to that. Man, we just witnessed that play out in this Rittenhouse trial. You got the crooked judge and prosecutor. We was talking before, and again, man, the judge. Yeah, the article is here. You can see it. We gonna post all of these links, man. Some of the stuff that he did, not letting the guy's social media video in where he says he wanted to go and kill some protesters and then he does it. You got the prosecution, which was biased as well. So it's just terrible. This was just real bad, man. And I beating a dead horse, basically history of iniquity, y'all. Go check that song out. I put a wow comment there. It is like Lauryn Hill was a gem, y'all. We yeah, she was ahead of her time. You go and look at that. She described the justice system to the T, and it's just all crooked, all political theater. I'm done with that, bro. I know we for copyright reasons you didn't want to play all of that. I stopped it. I want you to know I stopped it.
Well, for copyright reasons and for content purposes, that was a long intermission, man. So I thought you was gonna get.
They got that's the medicine there, man. If they ain't listening
this episode is we can't use this episode. You know that, right?
We gonna be able to use it, man. You look, we good. This book. The other thing, speaking of Kamala, man, she became, I guess we should acknowledge it, the first woman with presidential powers for like 85 minutes because old Joe Biden had to get a procedure done. So I guess that's noteworthy. What you think, bro?
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, she's the first woman. Yeah, that is noteworthy. I mean, I don't know what she did in those 85 minutes, but she was the president for 85 minutes, right? She's the first woman president for 85 minutes.
Some would say I'm too hard on her. She ain't do nothing for us.
Who said that?
She could have had some executive orders ready.
85 minutes. I mean, I guess they knew he was.
You knew he was having a procedure. That ain't nothing. You're gonna be the president while I'm out. Like that's a planned, scheduled procedure. Like you're finna have that power for a little bit. But I understand they probably would have crucified her if she tried to do anything.
Nah, also, you know what we gotta remember. We gotta remember too, is that the president is bigger than the president, right? So the presidential office is in the office, right? So there's people that don't. So I think this is just my conspiracy theory. I don't really think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's facts, but I don't have the facts in front of me. So there are people that don't change so there is positions in the White House that don't change by administration. So it's a continuation. It's like the presidency, they got leniency, they got powers, obviously, because they got executive powers, they can appoint to the Supreme Court, the federal courts, but there is I do believe, well, I don't believe, I know there is a overall arching goal that the president have to abide by to a certain extent. Like it is so like the presidency doesn't change hands every 4 years like we think it does, if that makes sense. Like there are people, like there's non-political appointed people that are still working for the White House that have worked for the White House for mad administrations. So every 4 years with
some M36 stuff from Scandal.
I never watched Scandal, but when you think about it, it makes sense. So right, so like the government doesn't restart every 4 years. Like we don't restart every 4 years when somebody becoming, you know what I'm saying? There's a continuation of the agenda. So the continuation agenda, there got to be people that was before that ride, that's not political appointed, that can ride through the different, whether it's Democrat, Republicans. That's all we've seen in office is Democrat, Republicans, right? Whether whoever's in office that are there to advise and to make sure the presidency is still riding smooth while he's making political appointees, whether that, because I mean, he make appointees like the chief of staff or whatever, you know what I mean? But there are people that are not politically appointed that work for the White House, that's on the White House staff beyond like domestic people, like mad. You don't even know these people. You don't know them for a reason.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What we got next? Young Dolph.
So apparently you shared something with Young Dolph. You were saying you couldn't you couldn't add my name, and I got it. Young Dolph, apparently he's been on what we've been talking, but he was just a rapper that's, you know, we talk about ownership, we talk about being your own boss, we talk about investing in yourself. Apparently he was on that wave. I tried to listen to his music. I couldn't get into it, man. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I could not get into it. It sounded like, you know, everything else that's out there that I can't get into. But apparently I didn't realize he was that old either. He was 36 years old. I'm like, yo, this Joker was kind of old to be rapping, but I don't know when he actually got on the radar, but I guess rappers getting older and older nowadays.
Yeah, man. Apparently, I'm with you. We was talking about this. Only song I knew was "Cut It." But apparently
That's not Young Dolph. Cut it, cut it.
yeah, no, it's OG. That's one of the songs that he featured on.
Oh,
Like,
he's on that song. Oh, that's one of my
yeah,
joints, yo. I didn't
yeah,
know that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
knew "Cut It." Like, yo, that was hot.
yeah.
And he got another song, "Get Paid." But apparently, you know, the generation below us, he was that dude and respected. And what I shared this week it's unfortunately got murdered. And it's crazy because I saw on Instagram, what's the podcast that Nori does?
Drink Champs.
Drink Champs. He was on Drink Champs, and Nori warned him, like, yo,
Yeah, I
man,
seen the clip of that. Yeah, stay
you
out the hood.
still at home, stay out the hood, be careful, brother. Young Dolph kind of was dismissive, like, I'm good in my hood. Same way that Nipsey was. And it's not funny. When I say funny, I don't mean it in the ha-ha sense, but it's like, man, both these brothers that stayed in the hood empowered their hood. He apparently did a whole bunch for Memphis. People from Memphis vouch by him. Man, those the ones that's getting taken out. The other ones that doing just the dirt, you don't hear about them getting knocked off in their own hood like that. And this is good, man. Like the 5 wealth lessons from Young Dolph.
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
Mhm.
It makes sense that he was on like that if he was 36 years old. Like, this is not necessarily a young person's list, you know what I mean? A young
Yeah.
person under 30. So like after I found out he was 30, so I didn't really make the connection to just now, but now that I know he was 36, like this actually makes a lot of sense, you know what I mean? Like, especially like to invest over impress, because when you're young, we all been there, we talked about it, we super trying to impress people. That it's in our DNA, you know what I'm saying? The flossing, whatever y'all want to call it. I don't know what the young
Peacocking.
boys call. What you call it?
That's where it comes from. Peacocking. Blackish did it.
Peacocking. Yeah, absolutely. No, I thought you had another term that you said. But yeah. But go ahead. What you were saying. So this makes sense.
Yeah. And you know, check it out, y'all. Regular job, slowest way to wealth. Make your hours instead of asking for them. Your network is your net worth. Be a CEO first. Invest over impress, and then own or be owned. And somewhere, I thought it was on this graphic, but he apparently brought his kids a house every year for their birthday. Like he owned over 100 properties, bro. 36
For
years.
real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And used to give out money to. I watched another clip because you know he passed, so you starting to see all of this stuff. Man, it was 2 workers that worked in like a Starbucks on Duke campus and was playing his music and got fired. Like I don't know if it was the CEO or like the vice president or something of the school fired him. And he heard about it. They was playing Get Paid or something. He flew them out to a concert of his and gave them $20,000 each on stage and told the narrative of how they got fired and all of this and that, and then went into his song. Like, man, that's real Negus stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Negus. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Yeah, don't not be coming up saying with the wild stuff, saying something else crazy.
That's why I try to put the emphasis on it.
Yeah, Negus. Yeah. I gotta check that out because, like I said, I researched him after he was passed away. I didn't realize he was on that the Cut It joint. That's on my playlist. I didn't even realize he was one of the rappers on the list. I mean, on the song. But then now he 36. A lot of the list makes sense. A lot of what he was doing makes sense because he was a little older. He wasn't like the young joint. So apparently, I guess you gonna go into this, or we gonna show it up. Apparently, Soldier Boy had issues with him.
Yeah.
Look at that, yo. That's teamwork right there. Cause I ain't even tell that Joker to cook that joint. Nigga.
The super producer, Timberland.
So Soldier Boy there. So apparently they had issues before. I guess Young Dolph. Hold on. Before I even go into that, apparently he been shot and all that type of stuff before too. So apparently, I mean, in my head, if you still getting shot at and shot and all that, a lot of that times you still in the streets, especially if it happened over multiple occasions. So maybe he never really left the street alone. Maybe he had some drug money or whatever type of money he had in the street. And the Joker was like, like a part of it, maybe we not in the streets, but maybe part of it, we get somebody that was in the street that's reformed. Like part of it is just like once you get to a certain level, man, y'all gotta get out the streets, man. Yeah. Like I know we all want to, keep it real and all that type of stuff, but like once you get to a certain level, like you gotta get out the streets, man. Like if you still got money in the streets, because I don't know Memphis at all, but even with the Nipsey situation, the way he got killed was because he told the dude like, you a snitch, like get away from here. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude came back, and you could label somebody a snitch in the streets. That's a death sentence, bro.
Yeah.
So part of it, like I don't know what Young Dolph was doing, but if somebody they shot that homie up, so I'm assuming he was doing something illegal, or maybe not. Maybe they was trying to rob him, but it seemed like it was the clips I seen. They knew where he was at, shot him up, and then got up out of there. So
in the raggedy Benz. No, he's in doing some research. Young Dolph has had issues with Young Gotti. Yo Gotti, who's also from Memphis, and he got Young Dolph got a album out, The King of Memphis. So you saw that with T.I. and the King of Atlanta and all of that stuff, man. When you claim to be king, and it's you see my tag. Some people ain't just they just not gonna like that. That's partly why I love Atlanta, because you come down here, you always gonna find somebody doing better than yourself. And you got two choices then. You could either hate, be envious, or you could try to learn from that person. And I think for the most part here in Atlanta, man, you can't come down here and not be motivated, because there's so many ways to get it. And there's so many of us getting it in different ways that if you hungry and you willing to learn, hey man, you can learn how to get it too. And that's partly, why we got this podcast, to try to share with people, some tips and some tricks on how to build generational wealth. And yeah, man, but you can't be out there, like you said, and you got beef with other people who really are claiming to be in the street and all of that stuff. So
I see this Joker done stepped up, y'all done must have hit this Cash App. He ain't tell me. I see you got the likes and I see the lights reflecting off of your glasses, man. You been getting some money. Ain't been telling me. You been getting some Cash Apps.
my other light broke, my little lamp. So I've been had them. I showed you with the duals and all of that from Amazon when we first started. We was trying to get this together, but anyway, back on track. Soldier Boy, and you kind of before when we was planning this, you kind of was like, what you say? And I told you, I was like, I seriously expect for him to die.
Oh yeah, he was saying so the behind the scenes was that he said he thinks Soldier Boy is going to be killed because of this, and I was like, what? And he was like, so I guess he threatens rappers trouble over Young Dolph tweet.
Yeah, no, he just been reckless, man. They don't respect death, and even before Young Dolph died, I guess he recorded a video saying he would put a hit out on him. This ain't nothing towards Soldier Boy, but you're an entertainer, man. You don't play with the streets. And if this dude was connected with the street, apparently they've had to shut Memphis down. That tells you what you need. Oh, yeah, man. They had, because Irv Gotti's like mom got a restaurant there. They had to shut that down. It's been rumors that it's another one, Yo Gotti, and it's another rapper that Young Dolph apparently had beef with. Because you know his butt. What you were saying is, I think his bus got shot up with 100 bullets, and he survived that, and they missed him. But that should have been the warning, like, yo, it's time to get out. This ain't what it is. Or do like Young Jeezy. That's why I appreciated Young Jeezy and Gucci. Like, man, let's squash this. I'm trying to have a family, get married, have some kids, grow old, bro. Let's enjoy our money. We ain't got to put on like this no more. We own. Let's. And if it ain't an act, it's cool, but it's still like, man, let's
Yeah,
move.
Obviously I'm not in the streets at all. I'm the softest person on the planet. So it's almost 8 billion people on the planet. I'm at the bottom 1% of softest people on the planet. I don't want no problems with nobody. I'm scared of everybody. So I don't want nothing with nobody, no problems, nothing. So part of it is, and this is our thing, we gotta probably talk about this. Like part of it is like how we identify being masculine in the black community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, bro, like it's cool. Like you made it. Like, cause like if your bus, I ain't know about the bus situation. I know he got shot in he got shot not too long ago. It's like, yo, if all these things keep happening to you, clearly you're doing something to somebody or some people that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like all this is not. Maybe you get shot in a coincidence one time, but if it keep happening to you, like you doing something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even with all the positive things that
you could just be successful though, man.
Huh?
As well.
Huh?
Sometimes you could just be successful.
Yeah,
like,
but
here's a rule of thumb, people. If you got the biggest house and the nicest car in the neighborhood, and everybody else is like so many levels below you, get out that neighborhood. Get somewhere where you can actually blend in. Because it's going
part of it though. I get what you're saying, but if it's one time, you could be like, all right, that's just people hating. 2 times, you walk it 3 times. It sound we just named 3 different incidents, yo. Like 3 times, like yo, you out there doing something you're not supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or you talking in a way that you probably shouldn't
be talking to. Like, so if 3 times the common denominator, fool me. What does it say? 1 time fool me once, 2 times is on me. Like 3 times, like yo, you doing something. That's what we know about. So imagine the stuff we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? That hasn't been reported, where he might have been in some type of altercation, some type of shooting incident that we wasn't reported in the media or was handled in the streets or whatever. This is what we know about. Like, nah, he was with all the positive he was doing some negative stuff too. That if somebody from Memphis is out there that know the dude that can dispute it with some facts, I'm always open to change. Think again, but like when you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you're the common denominator. You doing something, yo. You doing something, man.
You just reminded me. Think again. If you think in our Jesse of the week, we ain't
do Jesse of the week, yo. Let's get to Jesse.
Pew, 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 pew. Jesse of the week is the legal system.
Yeah, we don't got. Oh,
go ahead.
Nah. I said we didn't make the banner for it, but go ahead.
And you'll think again. If you think this justice system is for us, go ahead and join us in reading The Color of the Law. But the Jesse of the week is the legal system for sure. I see you with the banner. I see you.
Ooh, that boy got the assist. Yeah. We got the Jesse of the week and the think again. So think again. So I sent that book. You sent the book in the chat, right? Because we can do that next week.
It's in the chat. Yep. Think again. This is our book for
Color of the Law. So I got some books too. What I'm gonna do is for everybody that follow, I'm going to share a link with King Bingham. Actually, we already got the Amazon list. It's in the group thing. So I just got to update the Amazon list of all the books we read and all the books we recommend. Obviously, we didn't review everything because the list is extensive, but I will update this book there, and you could just go get it and get some other books too. Like every book that we recommend on there, we have either read and or reviewed on the show. But like I said, we only on episode like 35, so it's like probably over 100 books on this. So obviously we didn't review every book on it, but we read them and we recommend them. So it's already in the live description, but I'll share it again this week on my wall, and I'll send it to Charlie to share it on his wall also.
Ain't no minds being changed, brother. but this is a good thing. Our next story, Larry Hoover speaks on Drake and Kanye West ending their beef. You get a chance to
Yeah.
check that out.
Nah, but I know what's going on. I'm more familiar with this than I am with Young Dolph though. What did he say? So Larry Hoover, yeah, he talked about it on because
Yep,
Junior is the son. He talked
yep,
about it on actually he did not talk about it on Drink Champ because it was recorded before that. But what did he say?
yeah.
Let me see if I
No,
pull it
he
up.
said they were trying to come together because he was on there with Kanye, and Drake and Kanye dropped their beef. Drake invited Kanye, Dave Chappelle, and some other people to his mansion out in Canada, and they squashed it for the purpose of, look, let's go join together. And we want to applaud this, y'all. This is good stuff. Let's come together and work on this campaign to get Larry Hoover out of jail. Like it's just, again, it shows our unjust justice system. And I mean, that's, because Kanye and Drake been sniping for a while. They almost
Yeah.
brother,
So part of it, this is the thing. Yeah, we've been saying this for a minute, or we've been talking about this for a minute. Part of it is I wonder how much of that is for entertainment purposes because they both clearly entertainers, right? And then how much
ain't
of
gotta
it
say
is
it.
yeah, real. Like, and clearly Kanye has mastered the marketing game. He's probably the best marketer outside of Steve Jobs or
Lil
something
Nas
crazy.
X.
Lil Nas X is getting it. He need to be sustained though. So he's still young in the game. But like Kanye,
Because
outside of
Soldier
Steve,
Boy used to be like that.
yeah. Like outside of Kanye, I mean outside of Steve Jobs, I'm gonna say Steve Jobs, Kanye. Like within the last 20 years, those are probably like the biggest, the best marketers that I've seen.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, I wonder how much is it for show business? Is the show business part of it? How much do they really have an issue? We would never know because that's why it's show business, and that's why they got NDAs. Everybody signed with NDAs and all that type of stuff. But now I think it's a good thing. Um, Larry Hoover's been in jail for a long time. I do think I don't buy everything that they're selling as far as like Kanye and everything, but I do think because I believe in prison reform and all that type of stuff, I do think it's time for him to get out, and he probably can influence Chicago in a way that none of us can influence Chicago when it comes to the GDs and that gang stuff because we not Chicagoans and we don't have that type of respect that I assume that he has on the street. So I support it though, man.
His son on that Drink Champs episode made a good point. When his dad got locked up and the FBI knew what they was doing, you cut off the head and the body will die. There was a code under the gangster disciples and the vice lords. Those is like Bloods and the Crips um out west, and they had morals and principles. They like to make you think that it was just about violence and gangs, but no, they was just like the Black Panthers. I mean, you got to watch the narrative. Again, we was talking about this, agents and the press and the mass media make you think. I wish I had
so you know what we should do? I'm gonna reach out to my cousin. I think I told you he was on Vice. But go ahead. I ain't mean to break you. I'll tell you after you say what you're gonna say.
No, I wish I had the quote from Malcolm X about how the oppressor, if you listen, because they control the media, they'll have you hating the oppressed. And I think
absolutely.
this is a clear example of that, man.
Yeah. So my cousin, he was on Vice. And I think he was on HBO. The episode was on HBO. It was called Murder, Mayhem, Redemption, or something like that. I should share it. But anyway, he was I guess he still is a Crip because you always a Crip. So he did he's a year older than I am. Not he did 20 years total, but he did I believe 17 years straight. And he used to school me on like all the Bloods, Crips for sure, Gangsta Disciple. They all got rules, bro. And when you read their rules, you be like, yo, I that's good.
I'm rocking with it.
Bro,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. You be like, oh, that's you should do that. And then for whatever reason or reasons, it got it became something else. It became something more violent. It became, beyond the protect. So whether it's the communities, I think it was multiple things at one time. I don't know what's the most powerful, but obviously the government influenced it a lot. I think the communities, the people moving out once segregation ended, they can move out of communities. You know that influenced what the community became. But the rules, like when you read the rules and regulations, you say, "Yo, like this is official." Like, why wouldn't you buy by this? You know what I'm saying? And to think that these dudes with young dudes creating those things is also crazy too. But maybe we should bring him in so we could talk to him about like the rules and regulations. But he definitely is not active. And he has his own opinions on things, and he's a good person to talk. I gotta get that joke on a speaking circuit, but I'm just stream of consciousness right now. I'm doing my Kanye.
It's fine. We let you go. I understand
Yeah.
that they call it the lit. You look at I only knew the gangster disciple lit, but you look at the lit, like you said, man, loyalty, honesty, truth. This don't sound like no crazy stuff. Like
Yeah.
this sounds like something that you would want to teach your kids. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, these are the principles. And again, that Malcolm X quote would sum it up. We got 5 minutes. Let's hit this one quick because it goes to what we was talking about. The Great Resignation is happening right now.
Yeah. So before you try to so behind the scene joke purposes, I don't know if people gonna find it as funny as me. You were saying the Great Migration. I'm like, yo, that's not what it's called.
Jesse, black men. See, there you go, right there. The Great Resignation. I don't remember saying the Great Migration. Let you have that because ain't no minds being changed. Let me put that on down there.
Now he was like, yo, the Great Migration. I was like, yo, you sure that's what it's
Check your show notes, brother.
Y'all got the show notes right here. I'm like, yo.
What did it say? Do it say the Great Migration or the Great Resignation? We done went off on the Kanye, but I'm gonna go ahead with it.
Yeah.
What did it say?
You were saying the Great Migration. So I was like, all right, so I said I'm gonna let you handle that because I don't know.
Ain't no minds being changed.
Yeah, I got my show notes. Right.
Exactly. And it say the Great Resignation. This Jesse here. Look, y'all, people quitting. They quitting in big numbers too, because they starting to figure out what we've been trying to say on this podcast. It's about positively impacting people, not just getting your bread up and paying your bills and going over and over and all of this stuff. You're gonna make me screenshot what I emailed you.
So you got an email, you might put something different in the email.
The Great Resignation, Jesse.
Yeah.
But look, speaking of, because this touches on it. One of the things, I'm on the board of the Georgia Justice Project.
Oh, yeah. Before we talk about that, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we about to do this discussion about getting Georgians back to work. So they're saying it's a labor shortage, but the labor shortage is you just don't want to pay people, and people recognizing it and waking up from this pandemic and realizing that life is too short. Like, I'm not just going to be building your dreams and not build my dreams. This Jesse here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to talk about
it. Let me do the producers. You just chill be a pimp for a minute. Goodness gracious. Boy, y'all see this Kanye? Look. Lead the short up, Jesse. Friday, December 3rd. Because one of the things they talking about is a labor shortage. If you go to like all of these fast food restaurants, they probably hiring, at least in Georgia, they are, but they don't want to give a chance to. And we talked about this before on the Netflix show, the 13th Amendment. They don't want to give a chance to like felons and ex-cons, but they looking for work. They have to have you speaking to your cousin. They have to find work immediately. Or that's a violation of their parole. Like they be on them. We see it in the movies all the time. But this just go to show how a lot of this stuff is systemic, man. So if you could tune in, you want to learn more about getting Georgians back to work and second chance hiring. We're going to share this link in the chat as well. And that's what I got, brother. I think we covered a lot. That's our show. But at least we can feel good knowing, look, we stuck with our purpose of trying to educate our people. And when you got some good laughs, the Great Migration.
Migration. Yeah. Take us out with the prayer, bro.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I said prepare yourself, brother. We're going to start having you say a prayer. You ready?
I could do the yo, bro. Why you be coming at me like I'm a heathen,
Hey,
yo?
come on in. I'm praying.
All right, hold on. I got a minute. All right, bow your heads, everybody, and hit that cash app. You see the names. Thank you, Lord, for letting us do this podcast again. We are grateful, and we are grateful for. I'm grateful for Charlie. I'm grateful for the family. I'm grateful for everybody that tunes in and the live that will tune in to the rebroadcast. And please let these people get some nourishment from what we're doing. We're trying to put the medicine in the candy. We're trying to live in your purpose. We're trying to do what you want us to do, Lord. And that's all I have. Charlie put me on the spot. You know, we got to talk to the Lord like we would normally talk to everybody else. So I'm going to end it with this. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
So you all right, Jesse?
Yeah. So we all right. So everybody, please like, rate, review, share, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.